The woman was talking on the phone. When the phone line was suddenly pulled, Ellie thought it was a prank from the kids.
Girls, you come out of there right now!
When she saw the kids running past, Ellie was completely stunned. The next second, Ellie turned on the light in the cubicle in fear, but found nothing inside. Ellie finally realized that something terrifying might really be hiding in the house. Before Ellie could react, a sudden scream came from her daughter upstairs. It turned out that the girl's doll had eerily sat up on its own and was staring straight at her. The girl was terrified. That night at dinner, the girl told her parents what happened. The air around the table froze instantly. The eldest daughter, Lucy, suggested moving out immediately, but their father refused because the family wasn't well off. For a family of 8, relocating would cost a lot of money. The father comforted everyone, saying he had already reported the strange happenings to the church, and that once the priest arrived, everything would be fine. But Lucy didn't agree with her parents. She was deeply uneasy and felt they had to leave right away. That night, Lucy's younger sister shared her own suspicion. Ever since that antique mirror entered the house, strange things had been happening non-stop. Hearing her sister's words, Lucy also sensed something was wrong. A few days earlier, to celebrate Lucy's birthday, their grandfather had bought her a coming-of-age gift from a flea market. When Lucy opened the package, she found a strangely shaped antique mirror inside. She was delighted, but at that moment, the family dog suddenly began barking madly at the mirror. Lucy thought the dog was just acting up, so she didn't pay much attention. She sat down at the table ready to make her wish, but just as she was about to blow out the candles mysteriously went out on their own. Though surprised, they didn't think much of it. However, when Ellie turned on the house lights, the chandelier suddenly crashed down. Everyone was terrified. Fortunately, Lucy wasn't hurt. They blamed the incident on the house being old and poorly maintained. It wasn't until today that Lucy understood that the mirror was behind everything. So the sisters decided to get rid of the mirror. They threw it into a recycling bin late at night, but they didn't expect that the next day the mirror would be crushed and destroyed by sanitation workers. At the same time, Lucy suddenly began coughing violently. While eating breakfast, she spat out a large lump of jam. Then she pulled a sharp piece of biscuit from her mouth. The whole family was terrified. They rushed Lucy to the hospital. All these strange events left the family on the verge of collapse. Fortunately, the priest arrived just in time. After hearing what had happened, the priest immediately went down to the basement. He recited verses from the Bible while sprinkling holy water around. But as soon as the holy water touched the ground, it was shrouded in thick smoke. The priest tensed up immediately. He realized he was no match for the evil spirit, so he hurried back to the church to seek help. But he didn't know that the spirit had already set its sights on him. As soon as the priest arrived at the church, jam began dripping from his nose. Then the wires outside started moving on their own. The priest carefully looked around, only to find that the receptionist had mysteriously vanished. Realizing something was wrong, the priest tried to flee in terror, but every door and window in the church was sealed shut. He pulled out his crucifix to fight the evil spirit, but the next second the crucifix burst into flames. Then the priest began to lose his mind. He slowly walked out of the office and picked up an electric wire. The evil spirit had finally taken full control of him.